Hi, this is Anders Hansen and welcome to Insights to Impossible. Did you know that your goal is already here? What? Yes, that's right. Your goal is already here. Now, before we dive into one of the most beautiful laws of the universe that we're working with, the law of supply, I want you to like this video and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you stay updated in terms of all this beautiful information that is going to come your way in the near future. It probably doesn't look like your goal is already here because you see with your physical eyes and there's no evidence of the goal, right? Yes, that might look like it, but that is actually an illusion. You see, nothing in this world is created or destroyed. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything just changes its rate of vibration. Everything in this universe just changes its frequency. So why is it that your goal is not already here? Well, the reason is you're not in harmony with it. You see, we can only attract into our lives what we are a vibrational match with. If you're not in alignment, if you are not in alignment with the good you desire, you're not going to attract it. Einstein put this very well. He said, match the frequency that matches the reality you desire, and you cannot help but get that reality. He said it's not philosophy, it's physics, and the more you're going to study quantum physics, the more you will realize it's true. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed, everything is already here. So when we talk about everything is already here, we're talking about the law of supply. And there's really two phases to that law. It's demand and supply. The supply is here, but the demand for it calls it into being. So think about this. The way to fly an airplane was always here. The supply for it was already here. The elements were already here, but the demand was not. The Wright brothers, they demanded that which they saw in their mind's eye, with their inner eye of understanding, and then the supply followed. The supply was there, it followed the demand. The way to build an automobile was always here, always. But people with a horse and buggy consciousness wouldn't demand such a thing because they never allowed themselves to go that far and create the demand. Therefore, the supply wasn't visible to them. Was it there? Yes, the supply was there. It was not visible because we had not called it into being by the way of demanding it. So how much time do you spend per day creating a demand by seeing what you desire with your inner eye of understanding, with your mind's eye? And how much time do you live through your physical eyes? You see with your inner eye of understanding, with your imagination, you go to a place you haven't gone to before, and then you create the demand by the continuous process of integrating this goal in your subconscious mind. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, we know this intellectually, but let's start taking some action. I would encourage you to really take time out in your day or in your evening and go to a place where you can be undisturbed. And there you engage your mind's eye, you visualize, and you start creating and embedding that demand in your subconscious mind. And you do that by getting emotionally involved in it. So what does that mean? It means that you clear out all distractions, sit down, create a safe space where you can close your eyes, you can create images of the good that you desire. But is it enough to do this once or twice? Of course not. We need to do this so consistently that we cannot help but think about that goal. It now becomes our predominant thought pattern. And that's when you will see things moving into action on the physical plane that you get to experience with your 5 physical senses. This is not where everything is, but that's how most people operate. They let their present circumstances dictate everything else. This is not where everything is. This is where everything ends up. That's right. Everything moves into form, through form, and back into form. That spirit manifesting itself through the polar opposite, the physical world, right? So that's really the law of supply. Everything is already here, if not in one state, then in the other. You can allow yourself to go to that place, integrate that goal, hold the vision, and I guarantee you it must move into form. How can I be so sure? Because I live it every single day. Years ago, I was broke, sick, unhappy, frustrated about my identity. I was everything I didn't want to be. I was buried in debt. in a short while, I started declaring to the universe that I wanted to work with the best in the world in personal development. I wanted to turn my annual income into my monthly income. I wanted to drive a white Tesla. I wanted to have participants in all over the world. And guess what? In a few short years, that's a reality. It's not an accident. People say, you're very lucky. No, it's nothing to do with luck. Luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. Preparedness means you go there in your mind and you hold on to that vision. That is a strong-willed person. A strong-willed person, it's not somebody who runs fast and uses their elbows to push other people aside. No, a strong-willed person is somebody who is so focused and holding that image on the screen of their mind of the good that they desire to the exclusion of everything else, despite of what their 5 physical senses tell them. And I guarantee you, my friend, create that demand and the law of supply must follow. There is plenty. There's plenty. And as Troward points out, when you're dealing with the infinite, which you are, we are part of an infinite universe, then you can never take more than your share. Isn't that beautiful? We're so programmed to think in terms of a pie. You know, when I want that much, somebody else has to settle for less. It's just not true. Where did that paradigm come from? That's your programming again. When you're dealing with the infinite, you can never take more than your share. I love to dig deeper into these concepts with you, and there's many phenomenal opportunities for you to do so as part of the live events that's coming up. We have Real Magic Live coming up in Denmark in the spring, and we're almost sold out actually. And we have our India retreat in 2 weeks in India, completely sold out. So if this stuff speaks to you, if you are in Denmark, go and book your ticket right away. Don't wait any longer. We will definitely sell out very quickly. And if you're into wanting to write a book, if you have a little author within you that is seeking expression, then my friend, good news. My business partner and mentor, Peggy McCall, will be hosting an event called Prosperous Author in June. More details about that. And I will be a guest speaker at her event, and you will have more information about that very shortly. All right? It's not who we are that holds us back from those beautiful results that we really want in our lives. No, what's holding most people back are all the illusions of who they think they are not. Now go live the impossible.